In this video, we're going to have a look at some calculations involving the goods and services tax. So the goods and services tax is also known as the GST, which is an acronym for goods and services tax. Now the GST is a tax of 10% that is added onto the price of most goods and services. So if we have a look, when you go to the shops, you buy an item for a total price. But that total price consists of two separate components. The first component is the main part of the price that you're buying, and that is the sale price, or the price excluding GST. In addition to that sale price, then the shop or the business that you're buying the item from adds on the GST amount, and that is added on in addition to the sale price, and that is your GST of 10%. So those two components go to make up your total price, which can also be your sale price including GST. So most items, when you go to the shop, you are buying a total price that consists of a sale price plus the 10% GST. So to calculate the GST amount, you take your sale price and times it by 10%, or your sale price times by 10% as a decimal, which is 0.1. So if you take your sale price and times it by 0.1, that is going to get your GST amount. So including your GST amount, the total price that you are paying for your item has 11 components. One component of that is GST, so 1/11, and 10/11 of that is going to be the original sale price. So the total sale price is your 11/11, or your whole price. There are also some additional calculations when converting between GST inclusive and GST exclusive. So if you know the price that includes GST and you want to convert it to the price excluding GST, you can divide by 1.1. Alternatively, if you know the price excluding GST and you want to work out the price including GST, you can times it by 1.1. So there are a couple of key calculations when doing maths with GST. So let's have a look at a couple of examples that involve GST calculations. So in the first example, the cost of electricity supplied in 1 quarter is $288.50, and it's asking to calculate how much GST will be added onto the bill. So this is asking to calculate the 10% amount of the sale price. So to answer the question, I would start off by writing down a formula. So GST amount is going to equal sale price times 0.1. So substituting in our values, $288.50 times 0.1, and that is going to equal $28.85. So the GST that's going to be added to the electricity bill in our example is $28.85. So now we'll have a look at a second example with some more GST calculations. So in our second example, we are told the selling price of a washing machine is $990, and it wants us to calculate the price without GST and how much of the $990 is GST. So having a look at the first one, what is the price without GST? And to answer that, we want to calculate the GST exclusive price, and we do that by dividing the total price by 1.1. So the first step is going to be to write the formula. After you do that, the second step is to substitute in the values. So total price of $990 divided by 1.1, which equals $900. So the price of the washing machine, excluding GST, is $900. Now part B asks us to calculate the GST price. Now there are two ways that we can complete this calculation. The first is the GST amount is equal to the sale price times 0.1. So the first step is to write the formula. Then next is to substitute in the values. So when we refer to sale price, it is the GST exclusive amount. So $900 times by 0.1, which equals $90. So the washing machine is going to have a GST amount of $90 within the sale. Now the second way we could have calculated the GST amount is by taking the total price of $990 and subtracting the sale price of $900. So after writing the formula, substitute in the values. So 990 minus 900 equals $90. So as you can see, using either method, we end up with a GST amount of $90. Which method you should use depends on the information that you have in the question. Sometimes you'll have information to calculate it either way. Other times you'll need to calculate it either using the first method or the second method. Just have a read of the question and use what you've got to calculate the answer. So there are some examples of calculations involving goods and services tax, or the GST.